This Kenneth my company is Black Series Edition LLC. Right now, I'm sizing it up to see exactly where we're at. Actually, to tell you the truth, I nailed it quite nicely. So basically, I had to tape out the environments where the screens were going to be at. And I actually got it. So I can expand it a little bit more, make it a little bigger. Once we bring in the short throw projectors, so we're going to have a short throw projector there and there. That's where we're going to have the short throw projectors at. So, look at my system real quick. Short throw projectors here and there. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm saying exactly how we're going to map everything out. So this is going to be dual 235.1s at 160 inches. So I connect from there, all the way to there. And then also too, with the two projectors, because I already got my mount stands, I'm going to put those in tomorrow. Well, actually, I'll put them in Monday. I'm going to put a mount there and a mount there. And that's going to allow me to project my portrait screens over here. That way I don't need all this stuff right here. I can get rid of all that. I'm going to have two portraits here and here for both my computers for work. Like I said, wireless to keyboard and mouse, and just drop everything back here on my sofa, which will be over there. Now we won't have that projector anyway. Like I said, I'm doing all ultra short throws in here, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, this is going to come out quite nicely, and we're doing the ceiling tomorrow. Oh, I forgot, tomorrow's Sunday. I can't do this anymore. We're doing the ceiling on Monday. So the ceiling's going to be coated, done, and ready for demonstration. This is going to be a pretty cool one when we get done with it. I've seen her, I saw it in scuba diving. 360 VR Taiwan scuba diving. Yeah, didn't even pick it up. 360 scuba diving Taiwan ocean.
Getting that from YouTube.
There it is, right there. Been trying to find this video for the longest time. This is fantastic when you're doing 235.1 setups. That one particular one right there. This is fantastic. You're doing the ceiling too. Some of the VRs like they have for this, basically if you can do it on your regular screen, you don't need VR to do it, you can actually scroll around on your mouse or keyboard or your Fire Stick. Those are fantastic for TV. Now what we're going to be coating these walls with will be the new gunmetal technology, which you're going to have available for customers only. That's what we're putting up here. Dual 116-inch 235.1 with the new gunmetal technology 57. And then the ceiling, we're going to be using a 3D mapping screen paint we have on our website. If I turn my lights on, disappear. This is why our technology is needed, because there is no way in the world I would be able to have the lights on in this environment. Mind you, this wall is gray. Not white, it's actually a gray wall. So again, not going to work in this environment. That's why we got to have our screen paint in here, so that way we can see the screen. Whoops, took you all with me, didn't I? Alright, so this is a bracket system that we're going to use to hang our projectors up. This is for the Chrissy LW 400? Yeah, So these projectors are boxed on the bottom. They're fantastic if you want to use them for portrait mode. I actually did a couple of demonstrations with them. So we're going to mount to, I guess we'll do it on Monday. We're going to mount one there, that area right there, and we're going to mount the other one over here. So that way, they'll be pointed right across here. And since my screen is extra wide, I can put two portraits on this side, and in the middle, I can put the projector 235.1. I can switch it over to 16:9 and get an image right in the middle. So that allowed me to operate 3 screens over there with no problem. And that way, anyone on my office can hear in here with no problem. Let's take the lights out because we can't see the screen. See that washed out look to it? Look familiar? Yeah, definitely. Watch it. Soccer game. YouTube. 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not going to open here. Let's show you what happens. Same reaction. All 3 screens have the same reaction. Yeah, told you. They all have the same reaction. Unless I can see a gray screen paint show me something different, they all do the same thing. See how washed out the screen looks? That's what the customer was going through real quick. Let's plug it in real quick. And somebody said, well, yeah, my walls are gray. My walls are literally the same color as a lot of gray screen paints on the market. It is. And it reacts the exact same way. Oh, by the way, my projector behind me has 10,000 to 1. No, it's the ViewSonic. 20,000 to 1 contrast. So if I use the gray screen in here, this is what would happen to my screen. I would have to be in the dark to use it. That's the only way to work. Now, just a little bit off topic here. For those of you who make this stuff, and you really believe that my gray walls won't match your product, you want to make a little wager? I have no problem making a wager here. I guarantee you your product will match these walls. These walls are really interesting. They have an interesting tone to it. It's not too dark. It's not too light. Literally matches up here. This would match Network Gray 773 easy. This is why you have to be in the dark. Because the screen won't pick up. AK Desired Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
Earning a college degree shouldn't take 4 years.
Now, see how that wall is kind of bluish? Because that's supposed to be black.
An accredited university that offers
That is the contrast levels having a difficult time picking up. I had somebody saying, well, won't you paint your screens gray in here? Really? Seriously? Are you kidding me? How much time and work I'm going to put into this place, and I got to turn around and paint my screens gray? That's a failure from the door. Nothing's going to pick up in here. My contrast is going to be off. Color is going to be way off. It's going to be a complete nightmare, and I'm good. We use our technology. It's better.
With Wawa's salted white mocha handcrafted beverages. Gotta have a Wawa.
And this is what I noticed when I watch demonstrations on the gray screens. See that bluish color right there? That bluish kind of gray? Yeah, that's basically not a black level. That's actually gray. And again, how you really know if the screen's put on 100% contrast level turn your lights on. Because if you turn your lights on and that screen washes it out, that means it's not seeing black. Perfect example. Voila, there you go. This is the reason why we request when people do demonstrations, especially on gray screens, that they're all done in fully lit environments. If you have to be in the dark in the full contrast, then you don't have a contrast black screen, so you don't have a contrast at the end of the day. Doesn't work at all. My projectors, like I said, 20, sorry, it's the ViewSonic, 20,000 to 1 contrast. So those you may argue with me and say, but you gotta spend more money for, I gotta spend more money for what? For higher contrast? In order to get the screen to work? Are you kidding me? So I gotta spend more money? I can go into the next room any time of the day and I can pull up this same image right here with no problem whatsoever. Whether it be early in the morning, in the afternoon, my lights don't make a difference. Now you see that bluish discoloration right here? That's because the screen's having a hard time picking up a contrast level. But what they would have you do is zoom in here, like look at the contrast level here, here, and here. They will ignore this section right here. And some people think they're actually seeing black. That's not black, that's actually gray. That's the same thing I question these projectors out here who have these whopping, insane contrast capabilities. How come I've never seen any demonstrations in fully lit environments with those projectors? They're all in the dark for some reason. Oh, because the contrast will wash out. Completely gone. Let's try color. Red screen.
Getting that from
Basic
YouTube.
color red. See, you're not even there. I've seen this a lot of videos. I've seen that discoloration, tannish look to it. That's when you know that the screen's not accepting contrast levels. You'll see that in some demonstrations. Now we have a lot of light in here, of course, but it should be this way. Now turn it off. Yeah. There you go. Now your red gets better, but it's still washed out. See that faint look to it? It's kind of a pinkish look to it. Yeah, it's washed out. This is why they choose to go with really high-end projectors to make up for what the screen can't see. That's why I couldn't understand that people have that projector that costs $5,000, and then for the screen they had, the one that was coming up, that was $5,000 too. That's like $10,000 for a screen that someone's complaining about lights that are literally 21 feet away from the screen. So what happens if you put it in here? These lights aren't 21 feet away from the screen. That screen's going to wash out horribly if that's the case. That's why I was sitting, the guy was like, well, you know, we got to deal with all these lights up here. And, you know, dude, you're freaking 150 inch was in a booth. Like literally had a roof over top of it and black curtains on each side. And it was still washing out. And then the other screens were like 100 to 120 inch. There is no way in the world those lights at 21 feet were making contact. It was lighting up the area, but not to the point where basically the way they were claiming, like, oh, we've got to deal with all these lights. Well, if you got to deal with those lights, like I said, that far up, what happens if someone sticks that in their environment and they just have these lights? There you go. That's why all the demonstrations we saw were sitting in the dark. That's a bad color right there. Blue screen. Well, we get that certified surface something over here, don't we? But then I put it up. Oh, yeah, why would they put it up? Now, will a gray screen give you a better image than a white screen? Yeah. Heck yeah. Yes, it will. Well, let's get a white surface in here while we're in here. Usually, I never do the gray screen white, so let's get something. We can show you the difference. Because I get this all the time. People who basically do these demonstrations, they want to show you the difference between a gray screen and a white screen. It isn't much. So, when you have white screens, when you think about painting your screen with the gray screen paint, I know we're way off topic, but might as well have some fun while we're in the dark, eh? And they think that you're definitely going to be getting an improvement, and you're not. Let's see how much of an improvement you get. Now, like I said, for anybody who feels that my gray walls in here won't match your screen paint, I'll be more than welcome to place an order right now for your product to bring it down here to see if it matches. I don't think that's going to happen. So let's take the white surface. Let's put that right in the middle right there. All right. And there we go. Told you, ain't much of a difference at all. One of the demonstrations I saw, we're not going to mention the fellow's name, that video was pulled, by the way, but he took it off his account, of course. It was called The Benefit of a Gray Screen versus a White Screen. If you saw that demonstration we had on the blacklist, it was no difference. It matched on every freaking level. Because it's a little bit of a hiccup, that's all you're going to get. Now, usually this is what they do. They got to walk over to the screen. And they go, see the difference right there? You should never be this close to a screen to show the difference off. Now you can get the camera all the way up close. So you can see there's a difference. There's a slight little, no, that's still a fail. Look how close you got to be. Look how a little bit different. So this is a little bit lighter here, and this is a little darker here. Pinch me if you heard this one before already. Yeah, you heard this one Friday. So you got to be this close to it right here. See it right here? See the screen door effect triggering off right there? You can see a little bit the screen door effect. People are like, well, what about 600 or 800 on a screen door effect? You know how close you got to be to a screen to pick that up? And black screens, you can barely see it because the screen's black. Gray and white screen, you definitely will be able to pick it up. But they'll do this right here to say, look at the difference. There's a difference. Now, the sad thing about it is people who do these demonstrations like this, where they're that close to the screen, feel that there's a change if there's a difference. It ain't got to be a big change. It can be like a slight little hiccup. And they'll say because there's a difference, that's a changing of night and day. That's taking the earth off its axle. That's a huge, massive change. It's like finding out that sugar is salt and salt is sugar. That kind of change right there. So that's what they believe. But if you're sitting this far back where we're sitting at the projector, you're not going to see that at all. You're not going to see the difference. That's why I said the first time somebody has to get that close to a screen to show you a difference. Are you going to be sitting that close to a screen? There's no way to be sitting that close to this screen. You're going to be sitting back here where the projector's at. That's where you're going to be at. You're not going to see a difference. Now watch this. Let's go get a... Where we got a remote control at? Oh, it's in my pocket, is it? Nope, it's not my pocket. Where did we put the remote control? Oh, yeah, over here. Yeah, that's where I need to put it at. So, let's turn the lights on. See if there's a difference. There is none. White, the only thing a gray screen would do is give it a little bit of a hiccup. But you got to literally be right on top of the screen to see it. You're not going to see much of a difference at all. I do the same thing as white screens, have the same problems. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
So I felt real sorry for that customer. Real nice projector. Yeah, very nice. But yeah, that projector was 4K and it was calibrated too. That's what's a calibrating projector. You're not going to get anything out of that. You're not going to get nothing out of that. You just wasted time. That's all you did. Your brain is telling you that you're seeing different colors. You're not seeing anything at all. You're seeing the same image you were seeing before because the screen can't improve because, again, the colors were never working to begin with. That's like people who get projectors with high contrast. They really literally think they're seeing black levels, and they're not seeing black levels. It's your brain fooling you at the end of the day, make you think you're seeing it, but you're not really seeing that. Or my personal favorite, the compressing. When people get those projectors, oh yeah, I'm really seeing 4K. No, you're not. You're not seeing 4K. You don't even have to need a 4K. How are you seeing actual 4K? So that's not much right there. I'll do a slow color change out.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now the sad thing about it is, from some of the demonstrations I've seen so far, I've seen these high-end monster projectors are put in there. And then what you're seeing is you're just seeing the image from the projector, not from the screen paint. They put in a dark environment and fool you to make you think that you're actually going to get that clarity. Guess what? You're not going to get that clarity unless you own that exact same projector. That's the only way you're going to pick up that projector's resolution and all that. You think you're going to tell me you're going to take an ultra 4K laser projector and you're going to get the same results at a 720p at 600 by 800 res? They're both going to do the exact same thing. Nah, you're not. What you're seeing is from the projector, not from the screen. Now, if they were able to put a contrast level on, like a star field, and show a beautiful black level, then that definitely would be coming from the screen. The screen would be able to produce a heavier contrast level. Something,
What's up,
some
guys?
kind of change.
Welcome back.
Where's my slow color changer at? Here we go.
Just the right crunch to silence the Sunday scaries.
But you have to do those demonstrations with the lights on.
Why is everyone writing?
You got to stick it in a hostile environment that you know the screen's going to have a really difficult time trying to maintain. Anybody can make a screen look good in the dark. Now we're going through the slow color change. Just see if we can see a difference between the white surface. As you can see, you'll see a slight little hiccup. That's it. I'm not walking over to the screen. It's just pointless. Well, I know when I walk over to the screen, it's just pointless to do that. I know we're talking about our portrait mode setup. We're past it already, but once I see the gray screen, I always get that question, I got improvement from, no, you didn't. You didn't get improvement from your white screen on a gray screen. You didn't get anything at all, period. You got nothing. That's what you got. Absolutely nothing. Paid money for a good projector and you got nothing out of it. Perfect example, like that poor customer, he got nothing out of that. Nice setup, beautiful setup, good, nice speaker system. Did a beautiful job setting that place up. Sad part about it is if he opens up his curtains, the screen is gone. He didn't get nothing out of it. But the colors that washed out when the light's coming through, and there wasn't a lot of light hitting the screen. Imagine he has overhead lights in there and he turns his lights on. The screen's trying to wash out. He has to sit in the dark in order to get that screen to work. We use that 3500 lumens native 4K. Yep. Now you don't see these with gray screens, do you? The color pattern test. This is what you're supposed to see. White sheet of paper, laid against the screen, color pattern test. We do them all the time. Matter of fact, we're the ones who started the color pattern test. I'm pretty sure the people are doing it. We do it the most, literally. So this is what you're supposed to do. We do ours with a black screen. We do a white surface and black paint side by side. Where you see the white screen won't be able to maintain the color or contrast because it doesn't have enough black in it. Where the black screen, black paint is pulling too high of a black level and can't see white levels and the color's coming up too dirty. We could do it at 1,000 lumens at 18 feet back, easily. Those are the tests we have on our website. But they don't want to do the test. They do the test, the minute they turn the lights on, they automatically fail from the door. The screen can't pass. That's why they can't pass our test. Those screens are not designed for ambient light rejection, and you should never ever be using, if you got a 4K projector, you should not be on a gray screen. But if you think I'm lying, go to any forum site. I dare you, go ahead, pop over to any forum site and ask anyone over there, hey, what's the best screen to use with, and Google already told you, what's the best screen to use with 4K and 1080p, and they're gonna tell you darker screens. Maybe that gunmetal technology, or if they know of us, black. You're not supposed to use that on gray and white screens. Let's try some starfish. There's some contrast. Let's see if there's a difference in contrast here. Let's go with Starfield Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is what I don't like about the white screens. The white screens are coming on eBay, Amazon, and they'll show this image of this big screen, family sitting in front of it in the middle of the day. That's a freaking lie right there, right from the door. I mean, come on. And somebody gets that, and they get the projector, especially if they get that and a knockoff projector. That's even worse. And they think the projector's going to give them all those bells and whistles. You're not getting anything from that. Just like my projector behind me, 20,000 to 1 contrast. Guess what? You ain't gonna see it. You will never see it. You will never pick it up. When we get the P2 over here, 2 million to 1 contrast is going to wash out in a fully lit environment with no problem. Somebody actually already did it. Somebody literally did that on I gotta find that guy too. Did a fantastic job. Took the P2, put it against the wall, pulled a contrast, and the screen, whoop, it washed clean out. Because it doesn't work that way. Your projector, no matter what you buy at the end of the day, is not going to fix the woes. It's not going to fix it. You have to spend the money for the screen to do it. And the darker your screen, the more expensive they become. All right, let's put our lights on. Now, if you spend the money for a really good, expensive projector with a lot of heavy contrast, you'll be able to pick up darker shades of gray. But all in all, you paid money for gray. Pretty much that's what you paid for. Money for gray. It's like you going out and buying beef Wellington. What was it, beef Wellington? That's what it is. Very expensive dish. You find out it's just spam the entire time. That's what you got. You got a plate full of spam. You thought you're getting some filet mignon. You got a plate full of spam. I'm not saying spam's not a bad thing at the end of the day, but if you paid for something, shouldn't you be able to use it? You can't even, half y'all can't even use y'all projectors. Not all of y'all. Probably sitting in a dark environment right now. It's kind of sad when your cell phone has better contrast than your projection screen. So where's the white sheet of paper? Well, it's in there. We got to get up on top of the screen to figure out where it's at. There it is right there. That's what you used to see in the videos. People getting that close to the screen going, there you go. See the difference right there? Well, why the heck am I going to be this close to begin with? There you go. So I put some LED lights in here. I figure I might as well. There's my artwork over there. Dress it up a little bit while I'm working in here. I mean, heck, I'm going to be changing this place over to something completely different. Might as well be comfortable while I'm here working, right? OG beta fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
Not LG beta fish. LG beta fish. OG beta fish, really?
Getting that from YouTube.
Here it is. Now, the thing about the LG demonstrations, background is supposed to remain black. This is why I think people should do demonstrations on much low-end projectors so they can relate to the customers better. They're using a high-end projector that they know that they're telling the customers at the end of the day that, hey, guess what? Even though I have this projector with 2 million to 1, you're going to get the same result. You're not going to get the same result if your projector. Not on a gray and white screen, you're not. That's not going to work. That's a lie.
Left the game early and missed your team's epic comeback.
Where is the white screen? Well, the white screen blends in.
Switch and save $652. It's okay. There's enough for everyone.
See that bluish background? That's supposed to be black. Perfect blacks? I don't think so. Let's just get some regular videos. 8K Earth.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's all pretty cool. I'm exactly there. Something different. Oh, they got some different ones right here. I gotta go check these out. Let's go get something simple. Let's get something here. Okay, let's take this one right here. That's supposed to be black. This is why you're supposed to see something called gray versus gray demonstrations. This is where they take gray paint, put it next to the screens, and show you that there's a difference. And you should be able to see this from way back here. This is why we have so many black versus black demonstrations on our technology. Because we have to show at the end of the day, if a customer says, hey, I can probably do the same thing with black paint, and we can say, oh, no, the heck you can't, because we have the test demonstrations to back it up. So if we can do that, what about the gray screen? And if you look at this, where's the white surface at? The white surface is somewhere in there. So let's see if there's any improvement over the gray surface versus white surface if we turn the lights on. Nope, nothing. So what you just purchased If you did buy a gray screen paint product, we know you're in the dark. We definitely know that for a fact. You just purchase a slightly upgrade than a white screen. Let's leave this remote control in here so we don't lose this, because we don't need to lose that. Let's go take a trot over to our screen that's designed to be used, whoops, in an ambient light environment. You're watching TV. You're supposed to be to treat your projection screen like a TV, right? I mean, watch a little TV. Star-filled screensaver. And yeah, for those of you saying, what about the hoodie? We've done the hoodie already. Matter of fact, was so bored one time in the demonstration doing Sony black versus black. How you throw a hoodie and a pair of black slacks up against the screen. That was a funny demonstration. Any black surface can see contrast. Just the white levels it has a problem picking up. So this is the advancement of our technology if you put it onto a white surface versus the gray we saw back there. Actually, we can see the Starfield demonstration, the fully lit environment. Take our lights, as you can see. And this is what I try to explain to people who make these great products. This is how you do a side-by-side demonstration. There has to be a difference between night and day. It can't be, oh, let's get up on top of the screen. I can see a slight little difference. No, it doesn't work that way. Red screen. Blue screen. Red screen. This is what you have to be able to show there's a difference between you and a white screen. Because everybody, first thing people want to buy, they're going to go buy a gray screen, they're going to buy a black screen, they're going to buy a white screen. That's what their first purchase is going to be, unless you got deep pockets and you go buy gunmetal. But then they're going to white screen. And they're going to get it home, they're going to think their projector is going to be to fix all the problems, and it's not. It's going to wash out, colors going to look ugly, and they're going to hate it. And then what they're going to do is going to try to go near a great product because someone's going to tell you that, oh, you're going to get an amazing picture and this, that, and the other. You're not going to get crap at the end of the day. Gray screen can't see it. White screens have an even harder time picking it up. But the darker you go on your screen, the better your colors and white levels and all that start to pop. So as you can see right here, your white levels are going to drop a tad, but your color and contrast is going to pick up. And it's not going to be to the point where you can't see the screen because that's virtually impossible. I can understand why you people make gray screen paint products like to spread that little rumor because your product is obsolete. Mind you, it's 10 years old. It's very old. 8K desired nature. Now, if you claim your products are seeing 100% black levels, well, lights on. Let's see what happens. But if you're still in the dark with little bits of light pushing out around here and there, no, it's a fail. Absolute fail. Because I guarantee your customer's environment's not going to look that way.
Remember college? 5-hour energy back. You grew then.
Finally got a moisture, watch some cartoons. That's just my popcorn machine over there too. Let me get to this.
Hey, it's your dry skin. Every day the ceramides I need to seal in moisture. CeraVe delivers 3.
There we go. Now, you see in the demonstration how the background remains solid black. And then the female who's on it, she's actually another shade of black. That's the improvement of our technology on a white screen. Turn it out. 4K soccer.
Good enough for me too.
Now you see where I'm sitting at? I should never be sitting on top of the screen. Lights on. So I tell people make these great products, do not lie to your customers. Do not tell them they can use it in a fully lit environment when you know they cannot. They have to use it in a controlled environment. When I read your specification sheets, it never says in there, oh, we don't require ambient light controlled environments. You always say ambient light controlled environments in every single one of your descriptions, even though you try to give off the ability that it doesn't need it when it does. You don't believe me? Go read through them. Do the research yourself. Every single one will say the same thing. Controlled environment, controlled environment, controlled environment. Because even they themselves know it doesn't work. Giving them two kinds of messages there. Now, if that customer had painted it with our technology, you could have his windows open. You could watch the game if you wanted to. Because if I could do it outside, there's no problem whatsoever. Inside is an absolute cakewalk. And mind you, this technology doesn't only knock out white screens, it knocks out certifies also. Something a gray screen can never do. Or white screen. Pretty much. Now, of course, if you're watching the game, you're not going to be in the dark, right? You're going to have all your lights on. Because you're watching the game. Now, we get this all the time. People saying, oh, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. No. You guys have been using smoke and mirrors since day one. Smoke and mirrors, like I tell you, guarantee your environment doesn't look like that 24/7. It doesn't. There's no way in the world your environment is that dark all the time. Basically, when you do your demonstrations, you make the environment dark, and then when the camera's off, you turn the lights on, and it looks normal.
Who doesn't? Just tap. Ask app not to trap. Simple. Hey, you'll see it's been caught too good to go.
Now, I guarantee you, when I did that demonstration, and I went in and I showed the hours of the day. Went in at early in the morning, and then we came in the evening hours, and then we came in the afternoon and the evening hours and late at night. And if you notice, when you watch that, environment never changes. It always stays the same. They do that demonstration, it'll be the same dark environment over and over and over again. So, yeah, just showing off our setups. But every time when I show my setups off, I like to add a little knowledge at the end of the day for people, customers that are buying for the first time. It's your first time buying a projection setup. Go to the forum sites. One of the questions you need to ask for people who make these great products, ask for a side-by-side on a gray versus gray. You want to see tests. If they can't show you any tests, then you don't buy the product. If they're just showing you tests and it's the first time you're seeing them, you definitely don't buy the product, but I mean, they're just now testing it. And the reason why they don't do a lot of these live, because they don't want to run the risk of basically failing on camera, which some people actually did, failed miserably on camera. It's like watching a freaking plane just nose dive into the earth and just disintegrate into absolute nothingness. Definitely destruction. But anyway, ask the questions. I don't mind people asking questions while we have all the test demonstrations on the site. Just like when we do the gunmetal technology, it'll be sitting under a ton of tests. Like we test all our products. I find that real funny that we sit there and I take the time out to put hours of testing into my products. And then, or we don't have to worry about that anymore. Those particular individuals are done. They're done. Just put it this way. They're fried, cooked, they're done. But anyway, as I said, if we put all this time in to test our products out, to put all the work into it, to make sure everything's functioning properly for the customers, even adding batch numbers to the technology to test it and display it before we ship it to the customers. And still we got people that are dumb enough on this planet to think they're going to go and challenge our technology by saying, oh, it doesn't work. This is why we win every single PayPal claim, because we can show our product is fully tested. We have more information. I have more information. Literally, go do the research. Go look at screen paints. We have more information, more demonstrations than any site. Go look it up. Specification sheets are massive. Shipping policies are massive. Oh, tons of information on there. Everything the customer could possibly think of is on there. If you're skeptical about 1,000 lumens, guess what? We got a page dedicated for all 1,000 lumen demonstrations. So the same thing, I got to go through the same testing. And when the gunmetal, we bring it out, the same kind of testing. Got to go through all that testing, all that work, all that time, all those man hours. Not those jerks. Those jerks won't be around. Again, like I said, they're going to court all this month, so I don't think they're going to be thinking about that. They're thinking about just basically trying to get out of it, not getting sued. But anyway, put all that time in and all that effort in just to have some dummy come up and go, oh, it doesn't work. For someone who definitely does not test products at all, period. And this is why I advise the customers, and they got really mad and upset when I said this, ask for test demonstrations. If they don't have test demonstrations, you don't buy. If they're just now showing you test demonstrations and they're time stamped after the product was launched, you definitely don't touch it, because even them themselves, they don't even know if it's going to match or not. So be careful about that. All right, well, glad we had this time together. Is this the remote control for this one? I keep picking up these spare remote controls throughout the house. Where does this go to? All right, oh, that's the name. Oh, wait, that's what got mixed up. This one here. And this is usually what you'll see in demonstrations with a gray screen. They pick something with a lot of color in it. Favorite one to pick is TCL 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is the demonstration, so pick. The pick demonstrations have very little contrast in them, very little. Those are the ones that can actually work with the best. And stick you in with the projector and go, look how beautiful the color is, the contrast levels. They think that's actually black in the background. Yeah, not even close to it. Mine, this is a house paint. I don't know which one it is, but it's a house paint. Literally, that's all it is. It's not screen paint. It's literally a house paint. Now, if I came in here with a 4K and I hit this thing, you're like, wow, look how amazing. No, it's just being hit with a higher caliper projector. It's still house paint. You have to really show a difference in what it's trying to do. That's why we do all these tests. If I take any certified screen and I stick it up against here, it'll crush it. We take a certified screen and stick it into our screen, we crush it. Turn the lights on, certified screen can maintain. Our technology can maintain. This can't maintain. Take a good long look at this image right here. This is something you will never see a gray screen ever do, because it'll wash out, that's why. What you'll see is a bunch of little pretty lights behind the back of the screen, some pretty lights at the bottom, some dim lights in the background. That's what you'll see. You'll never see an environment with this much light. Try to wash out. So, you know, I like to help my customers out. That's one of the things I said, that I don't want to go fully. I'm going with the contracts, yeah, I am. But I still want to I want to be connected to my customers. Because I don't want my customers and people I'm doing business with to get duped in that freaking nonsense. At the end of the day, these people doing these fake demonstrations and fake products, fake environments, all other nonsense. TLC 4K demonstration. See how we can turn the lights on in here? This is why the best technology for your ultra short throw, you want to have a TV set up in your home with your ultra short throw projector, turn your lights on, your screen pops on just like a TV. This is where our technology comes in. You want to sit in the dark all day long with your investment? Then you go buy a gray screen or a white screen. And this is why I go to the forum sites with the heavy gunmetal screens, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 screens, because I can walk into that environment with my cheap old projector behind me, and I can knock out any one of those screens that pop up in that environment. I got a Dark Star 9 with a $30,000 JVC. Oh, that's interesting. There's the Dark Star 9. This is our technology. It's my $500 projector. Check this out. And I'm using more light in a demonstration with a much bigger screen size. All right, so since we got everything mapped out in the room, everything's fitting nicely. We're going to have those dual 235.1s with the new gunmetal technology. Out here, we got it already traced out for the P2. We're going to do an Alpha 1 black technology for that. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. I still got to believe I'm going to pay $500 extra for that projector because it comes in black. There's got to be something else with it. That just sounds a little crazy to me. $500 extra because it's black. I'm looking through it. I'm doing a comparison side by side right now. I'm trying to figure out, am I getting anything extra for this? Oh, there better be something extra for that. Better get some R2D2 hologram that pops up in the middle or something. But I can't believe I'm paying $500 for the chassis is black. Man, something's not right with that. Somebody in the comment section, and I do get your comments, ask is it compatible with all this stuff? Look, this is why we have specifications under our technology. The only thing this screen paint is not compatible with, is your projector. If you have a knockoff projector, it won't support it. So I advise you, before you purchase anything, look at the list below and see if your projector's on the list. And if people sit there and say, oh, he's discriminating, he didn't support all projectors. Those projectors are trash. I wouldn't support those projectors if they gave me money at the end of the day. They're garbage. How in the world you got a projector that costs $60 and it's 50,000 lumens, 4K 1080p? What the heck does that even mean? That's what I'm talking about. They're scam projectors. Customer goes and buys that thinking they're going to get all this whopping power, and it's crap at the end of the day. So I don't support scam projectors, but if you do support these scam projectors, then guess what? That makes you a scammer at the end of the day. We don't support those knockoff machines, even the ones that cost $5,000. How are you spending $5,000 for a projector that only has a 3,000-to-1 contrast embedded in, and it doesn't even have native 4K? There you go. There you go. Talk about getting taken to the bank and getting clean. We'll take that demonstration right there. That's what you call getting taken to the bank. $5,000. And you only have a 3,000-to-1 contrast? Are you kidding me? Now that projector sitting on the table, that 720p, has 4,000-to-1. Yeah, 4,000-to-1 contrast. And mind you, this is something you are desperately going to have. And the reason why you're desperately going to have this is because since those projectors can only be used on white and gray screens, you're going to need all the contrast you're going to need. 3,000 lumens is not going to, 3,000-to-1 is not going to do it. That's crap. Usually older projectors, and I have a lot of older projectors there, they have 3,000-to-1. You're spending that much money for a new model machine with only 3,000-to-1? That's bad. The projector over here has 20,000-to-1. The ultra short though projector on the floor has 10,000-to-1. These are old projectors. It's kind of like if you ever bought a computer from Best Buy, they give you like one good piece and all the rest of it's junk. Like literally, seriously, it's the rest of it's junk. They give you a good graphic card and the rest of it's crap. Like you're better off just building it yourself, honestly. That's what most people do, just buy just for the graphic card. If they have something that's actually a little cheaper than what they were going to buy the graphic card separately, or when the graphic cards were rare and hard to get, that's what they were doing. They were just stripping out that one part and just counting the losses and just replacing. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Those projectors are crap. So if anyone ever called me, you know exactly the first thing I'm going to ask you. What size is your screen side and what's your projector? If you tell me your projector sounds like a Dragon Ball action figure, I'm going to tell you you're going to have to go elsewhere. We can't sell you the paint. It's not going to work. Can't say it's not going to work. All right, people, with that being said, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to go into the other room because I'm not watching anything on this. I'm going to watch me a movie in there. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. We'll get the screen painted up for the ceiling on Monday. And I gotta put the bracket system in. Matter of fact, I gotta pull my other projector out so I can actually build me a nice little shelf system for that. So we're gonna pop over to Home Depot and pick up some parts. Those of you who placed orders, your orders are being processed. So you guys are right over there. I got a couple gallons in there going out. So you're going out on Monday. So you'll be good to go. Some of y'all got tracking numbers already. And the other ones, I'm waiting for the 32-ounce containers to get in, and you'll be taken care of next. All right, gotta go. Thank you all for your time, and God bless.